Welcome to exercise 10.3, sentence 2. One of the committee members did not approve of the idea. Well, there's a lot here, so you have to give yourself plenty of room. So what we're going to do, as always, is just make sure that we get the longest span of words. So that's going to be an S, and this is going to be a declaration. Then we notice that we have an interesting determiner phrase, one of the. So we need to address that. Actually, we have a better to say one of the committee members. That's the whole subject. We probably want to get the whole subject. That's the longest span, so that's a big NP, and that whole NP is going to be a subject. Okay, so now we want to take the determiner phrase as part of that NP, one of the. So this is a determiner phrase. Notice that if it's a phrase, if it's one article, we would call it art, but if it's a phrase, we'll put determiner phrase in the form. The one represents a quantifier. Okay, formally it's a quantifier, and functionally it's a predeterminer because it comes before the determiner. Okay, and then of, you probably know, is called the link, because of links. It's a preposition formally, but functionally it's a link between the predeterminer and the determiner. Now the actual determiner is the. This is the real determiner, and we'll put art here as we normally do for regular single word determiners. Okay, so now we have the determiner phrase, but we still need the NP called the committee members. So that's here. Now the NP consists of committee members, which is a noun. So what we have here is really an N and an N. And committee looks like it modifies members. And members looks like it's the subject of the sentence because it's the head of the whole clause. And so down here, committee members again is the subject of the sentence. We actually have three subjects. Members is a subject, the head. Committee members is the subject, and one of the committee members is a subject too. So we really have three subjects down here. And also one of the is, its function is the determiner function. Okay. So one of the functions like a determiner, just as if it had been the committee members or some committee members. Okay, now we have to get to the predicate phrase. So that's over here, the predicate phrase. And here we'll have the first auxiliary, which is always called the operator, aux, and we'll call this the operator. Now it turns out that, as you know from Hopper's book, when you actually make negative a sentence, you oftentimes have to use the operator do. The committee members approved the ideas, the committee member did not approve. So with a negative, we have to introduce the operator do or did. So now we have that, but actually we probably went a little bit too far ahead, so I'm going to have to backtrack a little bit. I'd like to take this predicate phrase, but delete it a bit and actually delete this, because it has to be, we had the predicate phrase right, so that goes back, but we need actually the verb phrase, because this is a verb phrase consists of a verb phrase, a VP, and then of the idea is really a prepositional phrase. And an adverbial complement. So, okay, so this is a prepositional phrase, but the of here is an adverbial complement, and the reason why it's an adverbial complement is because it extends this idea of the verb, approve. So we're going to call it adverbial complement. That's a preposition. And then this is a noun phrase. And the noun phrase has an article, determiner, and then idea, which is a noun. Okay, of the idea. And the idea is the prepositional complement. And the idea below that is the prepositional complement. Okay, and below that we have of the idea, and that's the adverbial complement. And then below that we have the whole predicate phrase. Right here, did not approve of the idea. What's the function of that? Well, the function of that is a predicate. It's the whole predicate. Okay. And then did not approve, we haven't actually filled that in. So the do is an aux, and the did is the operator. The not is, as we've seen before, is an adverb. And it also is the negator. And then the approve is the lexical verb. The approve is the lexical verb, and that's the predicate. Okay, let's see what else we need. Sorry, I just have to. Okay, looks like nothing here. Oh yeah, did not approve, did not approve again is the predicate. So the point is, we have a predicate did not approve, but there's also a predicate did not approve of the idea is also a predicate, okay? So I think we are pretty close to being done. And we will